Okay, now that is an extremely small and light drone. DJI have just sent me this to review. I've literally just taken it out of the box. This is unbelievably small and lightweight. DJI have sent some pretty lightweight drones in the past, but this one is the lightest and smallest one that they've made. This is the DJI Neo. I've just unboxed it with the Fly More combo kit, so some extra batteries, the controller, things like that. And I'm quite excited because I've not tested out a drone for a little while, to be honest. And this one it's a little bit different in the sense that it's designed for beginners, absolutely, for kind of content creation. So actually maybe filming yourself, doing various different kind of adventure-y things. It's supposed to be very easy to use. So we're going to test that out, test out the image quality, see what this is like. Is this right for you if you're a beginner or you're getting your first drone or you want something that, you know, isn't going to break the bank? Just in case, right? Or maybe you're buying this for someone. We're going to answer all those questions. Let's take this out and see what it's all about. Okay, so I have been out and about with the DJI Neo for the last 2 days, flying it a lot. Now, I've had the Fly More combo, which is the kit that you can get. So you can either get the drone by itself with the controller, obviously. We get the Fly More combo, which comes with 2 extra batteries and this charging case as well, which means you can charge all 3 batteries at the same time, just USB-C on the side, super easy. That's really useful. And I would say that, to be honest, for me with this drone, the Fly More combo is absolutely essential because the battery life just isn't going to last very long. It is understandable, right? It's a super small, super lightweight drone, so it makes sense. The batteries just don't last that long, but realistically, I was sending this up once or twice per battery. DJI say the battery is up to 18 minutes. I think that's probably ideal conditions, but if there's even a little bit of wind, and depending on how you're flying it, realistically, it's probably going to be a little bit less than that, which isn't a problem if you have 2 spare batteries with you, and then you can go home and just charge all 3 of them at once. They charge up really fast as well. So that was no problem at all. Outside of that though, I have absolutely loved using this drone. It has massively exceeded my expectations. You know, when you first unbox this, you do wonder, okay, I get it, you know, this is for beginners and stuff like that, but what is the quality going to be like? Well, actually, really quite decent. It's incredibly fun to fly as well, and so easy. So if you're someone who really just doesn't want to kind of faff around with lots of things you have to kind of sort out with drones or anything like that, or if you're someone who this is going to be your first drone, or you're thinking about getting this for someone, it's going to be their first drone, you can rest assured this is the easiest setup I've ever had with a drone. I'll tell you exactly what I had to do. Take it out of the box for the first time. You take the little clip off the front, which just secures the camera kind of in place when you're moving it around. That's it. You don't have to put propellers on. You don't have to unfold any feet. It's as simple as that. And I'll also say that taking off and landing was super straightforward. I didn't feel like I had to find this very specific flat bit of land. It was happy taking off on a slight incline. It was happy landing on the pebbles. It's so small and light that it really feels like it can just plop itself down. It's kind of not really too much of a problem. It's also incredibly easy to just take out and about with you. So I was actually able to head out with 3 cameras with 3 lenses on the bodies and this stuff. And really, this stuff doesn't add that much to it at all because the size and the weight is so minimal. It's just super easy. So there's some massive pluses there, but what I wasn't expecting was just how nice the quality would actually be from the video and the photos that this is able to capture. So it's a 1/4 inch sensor actually in the camera, right? Obviously, as you'd expect from a DJI drone, it's on a gimbal. It's all very smooth. Actually, it's really nice to actually view the footage back. It's very smooth and it looks really good, right? It can shoot 4K up to 30 frames a second. You can do a bit of slow motion, 1080p up to 60 frames a second. You can do 12 megapixel stills as well if you want to do some photos, and it all works seamlessly exactly as you'd expect with the DJI drone by just popping your phone just in the controller here. It just slots in right on top of the controller, super easy, and you just take this little wire and actually connect it to your phone. It's USB-C, so it's going to fit pretty much every phone. Let me get my phone out actually. I have the Samsung S24 Ultra with a bit of a case on it as well. It had no problem just slotting in there. That is a problem I've had in the past actually, which is I've had to take cases off my phone in order to get them to sit actually in the controller. That was fine here. I just left the case on, it slots in, it plugs in, it immediately connects to the app, and as soon as you have the drone on and the controller on, they just connect and away you go, ready to just take off. It's about as easy as it gets, to be honest. I mean, even the takeoff, you just press take off and the drone does it for you. Same with landing. You press land, the drone lands. You can even land this in your hand, and it's incredibly easy to do that. You have been able to do that, of course, in the past. This just doesn't feel anywhere near as sketchy, and it certainly doesn't feel like you're going to get hurt in any way at all, just because, I mean, look at it. What's it going to do? You've got the guards on the propellers as well, so you're all good to go. Actually flying it and taking video and photo and stuff like that is incredibly easy, right? You're going to use the controller to actually fly it around. If you've ever used any kind of controller for anything, you're going to be right at home here. No worries. You're going to get the gist of it pretty much straight away. It's so straightforward, right? And you've got minimal controls on here, but they all do something meaningful, right? So a switch here, for example, to go between normal mode, cinematic mode, which is going to slow everything down, the speed of movement, the speed of the camera moving, make everything a little bit more cinematic, and speed mode, which is exactly what it sounds like. It makes everything go as fast as it can go. Now, the drone isn't crazy in terms of its speed. It can go pretty quick, but it is, the most affordable drone that DJI actually offers. So if you wanted a super fast drone, if you wanted something with the best possible quality, you'd want to move up the range. What this offers is the much more affordable and easy to use option that you could use either as a beginner or, and I'll be honest, I wasn't fully expecting this. I knew it would be good for beginners, but actually, if you just want a drone to do all kinds of fun stuff, but without necessarily wanting to spend loads of money on it, this is absolutely ideal. You can still get some good quality stuff, some great quality stuff. You just don't have to spend loads of money, and it fits in your bag really nicely. Now, you've got other ways to shoot, right? So you can shoot by just moving it around yourself, doing things manually. That's no problem. But you do have these additional modes, these quick shot modes that DJI call it, actually loaded in, so you can actually just access them straight on your phone, and the drone will do some preset moves. So for example, you can get it to circle around you while you run or cycle or anything like that. You can get it to actually video you or photo you while you're doing that. You could also get it to kind of do, a move where it's going to start close and move away and up. You can set it to do these different shots to get some interesting creative stuff that you don't really have to worry about. The drone will just do it by itself. And it's very easy to set the target of those modes. So essentially you just pick the mode you want to shoot, and then you find the subject that you want to be the subject of the shot, right? It'll pick up people. So for me, for example, it immediately put a little green plus right where I was because it knew, okay, there's a person. Is that the person you want to focus on? Press the plus, it locks in, and then it's going to make the movement based on that. You can use that to track your subject as well. So it just makes your life so easy. If you wanted to fly it alongside people cycling down hills and stuff like that, it'd be very, very easy to keep people in the frame because the drone's going to do a lot of the work for you. The actual app and the way it all works is going to do a lot of that for you, and you can just be flying. Now, some things to take into account is I don't think, unless I'm wrong, or unless something was wrong, I don't think it has obstacle avoidance in the same way that some of the higher end drones that DJI do have built in, right? Because it did seem quite willing to fly into some things. Now, it wouldn't land unless it could detect that the landing surface it was going down to was okay. So that makes a lot of sense, but it looked like it would fly into a wall if I just powered it into a wall. So I'm using an early version of the firmware, but that's something to be aware of, is that some of the higher end drones, as you go up the range, have very good obstacle avoidance, and it becomes harder and harder to actually crash them. This one, I don't know if it does. I mean, it certainly didn't seem to for me, and it's difficult to know whether that is just a firmware thing or whether that is that it has limited obstacle avoidance. However, what I will say is, what you'd expect with a drone like this is that it would basically be unflyable in any kind of wind, and that any kind of knock would just knock it out of the air and it would be done. Well, I can tell you for sure that neither of those things are correct. I flew this in what I would say is pretty strong wind, not necessarily deliberately, but the wind really picked up while I was flying it. And yes, I got a strong wind indicator. It actually came up on the screen and said, yeah, probably best to land this. But I kept flying for a little bit. I wanted to see how it would handle it, right? DJI say wind resistance level 4. I don't know what that means fully because I don't know the context of the different levels, but I can say this. I could not believe how well this was able to cope with some pretty strong winds. I wouldn't recommend flying it in strong wind. It just seems like a bit of a gamble. I wouldn't recommend flying many drones in strong wind, to be honest. But it is amazing how well this actually handled that. And it did take a little knock as well while it was actually out over the sea. So I thought, okay, that's game over. That drone is gone. A seagull tried to take it out, right? Which is actually something you should be aware of, is that some birds, and especially seagulls, they can get a little bit aggressive, shall we say, towards drones. And especially something like this. I thought I was far enough away from any seagulls, but a couple came close and one of them tried to take out the drone because I guess it thought it was a threat or it was trying to get its food, and it really just smashed into it. I'll be honest, I thought the drone was going straight in the sea, but it recovered very fast, really well, and I just flew it straight back. I was a little bit, but I got it back all good, and the drone is completely fine. Now, I think part of that is because it's got these guards over the propellers, so nothing got damaged, nothing got really affected. The drone just took a bit of a wobble in the air and corrected itself. All in all, I think DJI have absolutely nailed this as a drone for beginners, for kind of your first drone, right? If you want to get a drone which isn't going to break the bank, still get some good stuff, really get into drones. But to be honest, even if you want a drone that you just want to go and do some content creation and you don't want something that you're going to have to think too much about, you can just pop this in your bag. It's very light. It's very easy to use. Head out with your camera and stuff, but also take your drone. This is fantastic for that stuff. I'm surprised by just how good the quality of the footage is. And I knew it was going to be designed for ease of use, but I just didn't realize it would be so easy to get some cool stuff with this. You can check out the full spec of the pricing, all that stuff, by checking out the link down in the description. Like I said before though, I would definitely recommend the Fly More combo, unless you're not particularly worried about flying it for very long, in which case just the drone is absolutely fine. But I'll pop both links down there so you can go check that out for yourself. Don't forget to like, subscribe, because there's new content all the time. I'll see you in the next video. But until then, as always, thanks for watching.